Okay. Hey, YouTube. Going live on YouTube. It's been a long time, but I'm just going to let the camera roll and do what it let the sewing do what it do. Let's see if this works. Okay. Scissors. Oops. Oh, it's hot, hot. This move. Okay. Oh, let's go. Okay. So I think I'm just going to go straight. I think I'll just go straight down. I'm going to cut along this edge right here. Ooh, I gotta reach across. I can't do that. I gotta, just don't want this fabric to fall off my table here as I'm cutting, cutting, cutting. Okay, I think that's it. So this. I hope my project works out right. Not works out right, but works out. So I already have some pants made, but they're kind of fitting. Well, they are fitting as they should be. But now I'm trying to create outside layer to be more flowy. So I'm probably not going to have an opportunity to wear these to work this year because it's more of a summer outfit, but I've done it before. Make something and just put it up and then wear it the following year. Because the weather's kind of on the cold side now. Oh, and let me get rid of this trim. No, run. Okay. I really need to replace my blade on my rotary cutter, but all right, so this is the I think this is the front of the pants. So let me put this up against my leg. Yeah. So what I think there's oh shoot, this is the back. I forget. So I want to keep these together. This is the back. I'll set this to the side. Okay, and now I have to cut the front. And where's my front piece? Let's see, we have enough over, I don't know if we're going to have enough over here. Oh yeah. All right, so we got enough here. So now I don't want my fabric to pull off the table. Oh yeah. All right. And so now this piece is for something else. Here's the pants so this is the inside of the pants. And so I have another, looking for my other pants because I got two pairs. So here's the other piece. So one's going to be the long pants, one's going to be like a shorter. It's going to be like a short that goes underneath. And then the outside piece is going to be more flowy. So the 3 layers are going to be enough to be non-transparent, right? All right. Lay that out. And then I have to make a top with this last piece here. But I need to get the front of the pants cut. So that's where this comes in. Oh, it's falling off the table. Let me get it up here. getting everything nice and straight. So let's use the ruler. Everything nice and straight. There we go. Put some. Oh my gosh. Children, children, children. Okay. Alright. So now let's get this lined up. Go over just a little bit. There we go. Let's go over some more. Okay, let's get this straightened out. What is that? I wonder what that's like. I can't even wrap my head around just existing to be a fool. I don't know. So now this one's going to come down straight down. How the heck did I do that one? How did I do that on this side? I can't even remember. Living life to be silly. I wish my kids would. Oh. So this was here, and I went straight out. Let me just figure out what the heck I did. I went here, straight out. Okay. So this is now the front. So let me find my ink pen. Just had it. Where'd I put it? That's not it. Other projects. All right. I misplaced my marker. Oh, so I'm going to cut here at the waist. Let's do this. Okay. There we go. And now I want to come straight. Gotta find another marker. This one works? Yes. So I want this to come straight down. And fudge, I forgot to mark how much outside I was. Let's do that like this. Here we go. So I'm getting rid of the curvature of the leg. I'm just going straight down. I want a straight leg pant. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And almost there. And down to the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Okay. And then I'm going to go across. Oh, yeah, the bottom's not in view, but I'm just drawing the hem all the way to the other side. And then from this part here, I am measuring at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. So we're just going to go ahead and draw this line, draw a line 6 inches down. 4, 5, 6. Four, 5, and 6. So I was watching an old episode of Project Runway, and they had an episode, a challenge, where they had to work with sheer material, and they had to make something that was wearable out of sheer material and using layers. And I fell in love with that idea. My head's all in the way. I fell in love with that idea, and I have been working on this pair of pants since then. All right. Oh, now I'm going to cut out. Nice and slow. And then I'm going to go down. Last thing you want to do is cut herself on live. Here, I'm going down. Who knows? I mean, it's September. I might find a day that I can wear these. Might find a day where the weather is going to be a-okay. So I can wear sheer pants. All right, and then we're gonna. I don't even know how I'm looking while I'm leaning forward. So usually whenever I'm sewing, I'm usually listening to a podcast. But today I thought, a lot of people going live with this whole vertical thing, and I've scrolled through some of them, and I'm like, why not? Go for it. So I was going to do a live maybe cleaning up my sewing room. But then I had this on the table, and so I said, you know what? I'm going to work on my pants. So because I have so what I'm doing right now is I am cutting the fibers that didn't get cut with my rotary cutter, because my rotary cutter has some nicks in it. So it's like not giving me a good cut. And so I think I'm doing something to my rotary cutters where I'm damaging them, because you know, every time I put new blades on it, and then after a couple uses, I got nicks. I don't know, maybe I'm dropping them. I don't know. But in all my years of sewing, I've just learned to live with having nicks in my cutting. I don't mind. And then I'll be ready to hash out a plan to how I'm going to proceed. Move that out the way. after I'm done sewing. I don't know how many of you like Beat Saber. I love Beat Saber on the VR headset. I don't know what it's called, or what is, yeah, I don't know what it's called, VR headset. I love Beat Saber. It's a good workout. All right. I don't know if you can you see the pants for me? Let's put this over here. Let's do one layer at a time because you never know. Ah! So this weekend we were camping, and last night at our campground, it was a murder mystery dinner. I didn't attend the dinner, but I did. I never done murder mystery before, and so at first I wasn't going to do it. And then a couple other campers, they're like, "Hey, are you going to go down to the lodge and play murder mystery?" And I wasn't, because I'm like, I don't even know what that is, or how do you play that at like a campground? The first thing that popped into my head was like scavenger hunt. Like I got to go look for stuff, and to do, So the last thing I wanted to do was run around looking for clues around the campground. But that's not what happened. You just get assigned a character, and then you play your character, and it was so fun. I was I was a I was a I was a guy who had just gotten out of prison, served almost a 2-year prison stint. Yeah, and I was my whole character was like, I want to marry this girl, and I'm prove my innocence, that I have been set up, that I have been framed. And but first I didn't know who, I knew someone framed me, but I didn't know who framed me. And then I found out who framed me, and then this girl, she gets shot at the picnic. It was called Trailer Park Barbecue or something like that. And so, of course, my name was Wyatt, and somebody shot Sally Ann, and she was the only person who can prove she was the only person that could prove I was innocent. But then on the back end of the game, I learned that she's the one that set me up. She framed me. And now she was dead. All right, all this is left. She was dead. And so I had to find out. So in the process of me trying to find out who framed me, I was so busy trying to clear my name that I had ran out of money. Because everybody, there's people that I had to go to. Like someone's like, oh, this person knows something, but I'm not going to give you the person's name unless you pay me. It's going to cost you. And at the end of the game, I had no money because I was so focused on clearing my name. And come to find out, my mom, Jeannie, killed the girl. And the funny thing is, okay, so here's the front of the pants. Can you see? So the funny thing is that while we were playing, front of the pants, while we're playing, I had an inkling, like as I was like talking to people, and especially when I got around my mother, Jenny, I was just like, man, why does it feel like that she shot Sally Mae, or Sally Ann, or Sally A and Sally A and Sally Ann. One's the mom. She was considered a career mother or something like that. And then her daughter, who worked at the pharmacy with me. And come to find out, so I found out that she was, so I went So my character went to prison for drugs and for selling drugs. And in my prison record, it said at the bottom there was a note from the warden that I have maintained my innocence from the beginning. And so when I got out, I wanted to find out, like, hey, who somebody framed me, and I wanted to find out who it is, but everybody else is trying to figure out who shot the girl. And so in the process of every time I went around my mom, she was just saying stuff. And I was like, nah, she didn't shoot that girl, because she knows that I'm trying to prove my innocence. And I had already told her that I think that this Sally chick was the one who framed me. So we're done with this. And put this pattern up. It's been through a lot. Look at all the watermark on there. Because, you know, I do stupid stuff like put water on my table. So I didn't want it to be my mother that did the shooting. So the next person who I thought could have done it was the trailer park owner. Because come to find out, he was the supplier of the drugs. But he kept telling me that Sally Ann, I'm going to just say Sally Ann's the daughter, Sally Ann was charging him too much money, and he wanted to find a new supplier. So I'm thinking none of this has anything to do with the her being shot. Well, I thought he said he wanted a new drug dealer because her prices were too high, and so that's what happened. I was like, yeah, Lou. So it was a woman playing a character named Lou. I was like, Lou killed that girl because he was upset, because he's telling me that he got to keep a clean record because of any foul stuff happens on his property on the trailer park. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called Trailer Park Murder Mystery, something like that. If something happened, he would lose his license. So I'm thinking, you know, this is me and my naive. Oh, he wouldn't do anything to jeopardize his business. And then come to find out he was the one that was selling the prescription pills. Okay, so here is, let me put this stuff up. I got clean off my table. I don't have a room. This is extra fabric. Put this. How does this go back in here? I don't know. Let me put it under the table. Get some room. What is this? Oh, sewing kit. I love when I'm gifted sewing kits, because not fan of the thread, but all the needles and the notions. Now I'm finding all my pins. So if you're sewing and you don't have these, this is called a friction pen, and it is heat soluble. So you write with it, and then as soon as you put some heat, the ink disappears. I've been using these for a couple of years, and I love them. Okay, so here is the front of the pants. The inside, the right side is on the inside, so I just want to make sure that I keep these together. And so here is the back of the pant. There's the front, and here's the back. Boom. Okay, next. So I already have my pants that I've made already. These pants fit me, but I want oversized pants to go on top of it. And so I was wondering to ensure that I have some flow. I was thinking about whether I should keep the outsides open, but I don't know. So I can't sew it up and then change my mind. So when I say keep the outsides open, I'm thinking about from like right here. So have the pants come and then right here, then have it open and just finish it. So it's like a part with a slit. Slit, is that the word? Slit? Yeah. Slit. Is that the word? Okay. Opening, slit here. So that is so to fit around my pants here. So now that I take these pants and I lay it over here. So this is my old. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that because I'm bringing this around and it's given. So what I'm trying to do is I have regular pants and I'm trying to create like a palazzo look on the outside. But this is my first time doing this without working with a pattern. And I don't think I have enough width. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the outside edge open, or should I leave the inside edge? Let me think. I'm thinking. I don't know. In my pattern, let me see my pattern book. So let me just flip through here. Maybe I can find a clue. Because right now, I don't have one. So that's a slack. So I don't want to go to a slack. I'm going to a, oh, this is for kids. Bathing suits, pants. All right. Right. So slacks. There we go. Slacks. So this is for like a culotte. So culotte, you would have to take the outside. You have the side seam. You have to take it out. And I didn't do that. Trousers are more tapered. All right, hip hop draft. Baggy pant. I'm just looking at the pant design. So I don't see any design ideas in here right now. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So here is the front and this is the back. And so I'm going to do a faux French seam. So this is the outside. Take my little mark pen. Just going to draw this. This is the wrong, to mark the wrong side. Start moving fabric and you're like, who's the inside? So on the back of the pant, make sure I'm trying to stay in camera here. Ah! No. So here's the back. So to make sure that I match up the back. Okay. I'm going to give myself some notches to match up the back. 3 notches. Whew, hot. I'm hot. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my sewing machine and make sure that I have some thread. Follow you along. All right. Get your clamp to the table here. Ooh. I'm wondering how many people here sew I love sewing. It's one of my favorite things to do. Get some lighting going on here. And let's see if I got some thread in here. So brown, don't want to use that. So we need the purple. I'm going to reach over. Wait. So I don't remember which one I used. So let me bring some fabric over here. Okay. Oh, so I'm going to go with the dark color here. I'm going to thread my machine. Sure, maybe, can I get closer? I don't know. I don't know if people want to see me sew or want to see the machine sew. I don't know. I'm going to thread my bobbin because I'm on E. Okay. Trying to grab the thread. Foot pedal. Oh, come on. Okay. There we go. I need my snips. If you're new to my page, Savvy Sewing with Shawnice, hello, I am Shawnice. I've been sewing since 2015. I taught myself, and after I was able to teach myself everything I could possibly find, zoom out, I started taking classes. So I've taken tailoring classes, different fitting classes, go to sewing conferences if they're in one of the surrounding states. I'm getting there. And if you can see behind me, painting. So one of my other favorite things to do is go to painting with a twist. I've been to a number of classes, a lot of classes, because I got a lot of pictures. And a painter is one thing I would never call myself. I just love being able to just follow the person and do my best to make a picture that I am proud to hang in my house. You know, the ones that aren't the greatest, they go in my laundry room, but I hang up all my pictures. But some of them are absolutely stunning and beautiful. They're actually in my family room. And then I have, like, you know, that one's not my kind of favorite, not one of my favorites, or down here in my sewing studio. Okay. So in sewing, I never thought that I would get to a point where I'd be like, yeah, I'm a sewing instructor. I teach people how to sew. It's furthest thing from my mind. I just wanted to make a dress. And that was hard. It took a lot to get there. You know, there was a couple that I made in the beginning, And when I was like brand new newbie, I made great things because I just followed the instructions, and then I started getting a little cocky and started thinking like I don't need to like follow the instructions step by step, and then that's when I started running into some sewing issues, and I didn't know how to fix them. So then that became my my goal, is to know how to fix my sewing mistakes. All right, well, I gotta grab something here. So this is the front. We're going to sew. Grab it here. Okay. So since I'm going to be unclosing my seam, I had to make sure that I put wrong sides together. So I have it here in my hand. I'm like, don't let go. Don't let go. So this is the front and the back. I'm sewing it together, wrong sides first. And I'm going to do a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance with the wrong sides first. Non-sewing, if you're not in sewing, it's sewing the wrong sides together. So that's what I'm doing. I don't have any, I'm not going to put any pins in here. I'm just going to get it started. Let me get my camera changed. Okay. That's what we're doing. And so, yeah, so then my goal was to know how to fix the problems that I was making. Because there was, at that time, just running out of thread. You're sewing, and next thing you know, if I got if my thread got tangled up, if I ran out of a bobbin, if I ran out of sewing thread, those were like things that like would make me stop sewing for the day, because it just took me, I felt like it just took me a long time just to thread my machine or just to thread the bobbin. And, so there was definitely, I would see people and it was like, it didn't bother them. And I was just like, oh my gosh, why is this such a burden, and making mistakes and just throwing things away because like I made a mistake and I didn't know what to do. And, you learn how to fix things. I've taken a lot of online classes, not live classes, but I do want to I want to make a bra. I want to start making bras because I went to Victoria's Secret. I said $51. $51 for like how many inches of fabric? I'm like, this is crazy. So like I'm 51, and what I wanted to buy was more expensive. I'm trying to be a cute girl. So I'm getting down to the bottom. Ugh. And I'm already seeing that one leg is going to be a little longer than the other, so we'll fix that at the end. Oh, maybe not. We'll see. But where was that? Learning how to fix my mistakes, and learning different ways of doing things. And I grew from there, and then I just wanted to show other people how to do it. I wanted to be the sewing teacher that I wish I had. Okay, so these are sewn together, wrong sides together. So here is my seam. So what do I do now? You have to cut this. Seam. So I need my good shears. And I plugged in my iron because I'm going to need it. So now get this. I'm going to cut this. So this seam, I'm going to cut it in half. Well, I want to get close to the stitch, but I don't want to get too close where the fibers can start unraveling. Let me bring you closer because I'm all about sharing. Sharing is caring. That's what they say. Here we go. So what I'm doing is I'm trimming off my seam allowance. Keeping it flat because you don't want to put a hole in your garment. No, 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 no. No holes. No holes. Almost to the top. Okay, there. Cut off. So now here is the inseam. So I'm just going to go over to my pressing table, and I just want to give this a quick press, and then I'm going to come back and close up this seam. So just give me like 30 seconds. I'm hoping it's 30 seconds. I wish I had a camera person that could follow me around. Hint, hint to the person upstairs. Meaning my husband. Okay. Okay. So I gave that a nice press. So now this is the right side of the fabric with the exposed seam. So now I am closing this up. This is one of my favorite finishing techniques. So now I'm going to stitch this. Any chance I get to enclose the seam, it's my go-to. Here. So now I'm just going to make sure that I keep that seam on the side. And I don't have any pins, so what I'll tell my students, they can use as many pins as they want. Some of them do go overboard. Or I say I'm going to use my finger as a pin and hold it, and I'm going to stitch from the needle to where my finger is. Boom, just like that. If you're new to my channel, I say boom a lot, and I say okay. So I decided to go live today because, again, I saw this, people were doing a lot of these vertical videos, but I record myself, I record a lot of my projects, and I list whenever I'm editing it. I don't like it. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I don't like it. And so I get tired of the editing because then I find myself trying to cut parts out. If I either stammer or stutter, or use a lot of filler words like and so. Those are filler words. And when you hear it a lot in hour-long recording, I just stop recording. I take out pieces. I might use them as snippets here and there, and then I just throw everything away. And but the thing is, you know, stuttering and stammering, it's part of my DNA. I sure, it's who I am. So, you know, just want to show up me. Okay. So now this is the inside of the pant leg. And see, the seam is enclosed. So then this is the inside. And see, the seam is enclosed in there. And so this is now the outside. So I got to give this a quickie press. But I'm going to leave this here for now. So now I don't have to worry about outside and inside, because my finished seam is the inside and this is the outside. And this leg is done. So now I'm going to go to the next leg. So I got to go over to the table and make sure I grab the pieces together the right way. So this is inside, this is inside. All right, here we go. So I'm going to sew together. So another thing about sewing, sewing has given me the opportunity to wear fashion that I would not be able to afford brand name, you know, because it's, you know, the fabric is put together and the name on the label is what determines the price. And that price was not for me. I was like, I can't do it. And so for a number of years, you know, I do stuff like, you know, go to Goodwill, and then you'd find something that was, you know, the style that you wanted, that was in good condition. And then that's not my sewing story, but you know, not being able to afford dresses is not my sewing story. But I did want to be able to buy dresses. But what it was is that, you know, my height, I'm average. I'm like 5'5", so I'm average height. But my 5'5" and someone else's 5'5" can be completely different. And so someone might be 5'5" and they have a nice slender torso, but my torso is short, meaning from my shoulders to my hips is short, and so I just got long legs. And so when I would buy pants, the pants that fit me around my waist and my hips would be high waters. And if I wanted a pants that was long enough then those pants were too tight around my gut. And then dresses, I had a hard time finding dresses that I liked because they would like fit, they would just hang weird on me because of where my natural waist is. Okay, so here is the sewn seam. So now I'm going to cut it. There we go. Almost up to the top. Got a little bump here in my plastic sheet here. go. Now I'll go to my pressing table and give this a nice press right here. And I'll be back in 30 seconds. I'm hoping. Okay, I'm back. So if you were here earlier when I was talking about the murder mystery game that I played last night, we're planning on doing it again next year, but this was the first time a lot of us had played, and so we didn't like dress in character. But now that we've all done it and really had a fun time doing it, you know, sign up early. I'll be signing up, well, not early, but signing up on time, because I saw the question come out and it said, let us know if you're interested and we have enough people, we'll go ahead and play. And I you know, I was just like, okay, I don't know what that is. But I think a lot of us, it was our first time, and so we're going to do it next year, and we're going to definitely dress the part. I just don't want to play an ex-convict again. I don't want to do that. It was fun. Even the husbands, you know, I knew he wasn't, you know, I didn't sign up because I knew he wasn't going to play. And so whenever some other campers had asked if I was going to if I was going to play after the second person, I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and sign up. But I'm only going to sign up if he plays, because I knew he, and so he's like, yeah, I'm going to go down. I'll play. And once they like kind of like gave me a piece of paper and I had to read it and I had to learn who my character was, he's like, nah, I don't want to play. I'm just going to support her. But then in the process of playing, it was fun. So yeah, he'll probably do it next year. And then maybe if I know it ahead enough, what plan ahead of time, you know, I can go pick up some outfits and alter them so, you know, you could be in character, because it was fun. Oh my gosh, and let me tell you, so there was this one character, he walked with a limp. So his character was supposed to walk with a limp because he was shot in the leg by one of the other characters when they were out on a hunting trip. They were hunting, and the guy said, oh, it was an accident that I accidentally shot him in the leg. And the thing is, the guy who was playing that, he was on crutches. And so it just was, it looked like he really had to be on crutches. So for him to be like walking around with a limp with these crutches, and that was his character, it was comical. So I liked it. And then I saw how some people were playing to just have money. Like I was trying to clear my name, and at the same time, because you know the person who could clear my name, she just got shot. And the woman who played Sally Ann, like she didn't know that she was the person that was going to be murdered until she read that her character said, when the lights go out and you hear gunshots dramatically fall to the ground and die. And she did it, and it was, when the lights came back on, we stood there looking at each other, and we see her on the ground, and we're like, oh my gosh. And because I'm the ex-convict, and my whole objective of the game was to clear my name, because I was set up. And so, and then I was in love with this girl named Sugar Plum. And my character, the objective was every time someone tries to tell you about Sugar Plum's activities, outside of her just being a server at the restaurant, I'm supposed to say, I admire her hard ethics, her hard work, and her not ethics, her hard work, and talk about how she's just she has strong work ethics, and that's what I admire about her, and that as soon as I saved enough money, I was going to propose to her. And so, like, that's all, that's like really all I knew about me and Sugar Plum. But then every time, so I'm trying to find out who shot Susie Ann, Sally Ann, and people was coming up to me saying, "Hey, do you know what your Sugar Plum is doing when you're not around?" And I'm like, all I know is that she's a hardworking woman, and I love her. And when I get enough money, I'm gonna propose to her, and we're gonna get married. So you know, I work trailer park, so you know, I was trying to like talk really bad. I shouldn't have said that. That's not a nice thing to say. I know people who live in trailer parks. Like I thought I was going to be in one, but because I don't see nothing wrong with them. Because they're expensive here where I live at. Trailer, that ain't the cheap way to go. That's expensive, especially when you have to. You can't have your own. You got to have the one that they have there, and they all look the same. And so that's how it's rolling up here. All right, so this is done. So here's the inside, and here's the outside. So now that, all right, I gotta think this through because I want the outside to be open. So this is okay. So this is the back, and this is the front. So this part is closed. So what I want is I want the from the top. So I'm going to go to like right below the crotch area. So I'm probably going to go like to right here where I'm going to close up the seam, and then I'm going to have this open, like, and that will be the pants. It'll just be open. I'm thinking. Let me think. Let me ponder. Let me think. Yeah. I hope this works out. So I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to sew the centers together, and then I'm going to try this. I'm going to try it on. Okay. So first I need to do is I need to go press this flat a bit. But you know what? So I can take a little bit of time. I guess here's my pressing table. So I want to be standing. Okay, not standing in the way. But while we were playing the game, people were using words like the piggly wiggly. And I'm like, what? Why does it was interesting to see how people interpreted like these characters and where they lived and how they dressed and just words. It was absolutely comical. It was so funny. But I'm glad no one recorded it. So it was fun, but I wouldn't want that to be I wouldn't want that to be recorded. It's just fun. Let's just leave it at that. So I'm going to make sure that I press my seam to the back. But I just take it and slide it so that the seam goes to the back. I'm just going to give it a nice press. So, wrong side, right side. So this was the inside. So now I'm taking the inside and I'm going to lay it down. So that's the wrong side. And then here's the wrong side of this other leg. Well, let me make sure that I have the front and the back together on the right side. Because I will scream right side. Right side. Ugh. Yep, I think I got the wrong sides. crap. Why? How did I do that? Wait a minute. No, I didn't. Hold on. You know what? I see. That's what I get for trying to sew and be talking my booty off. But I'm gonna go ahead. Let me get these pants, and I'm gonna see if this whole style is going to work anyway. So I'm going to be off camera because I gotta go change put on these other pants that I made. I hope I'm off screen. That would be horrible. Horrible. Okay. All right, so I think, hold on, because I'm going to have to use the camera as my mirror. I got my pajama shirt on. All right. So here's the pants. Can't. So they're somewhat drapey. So I'm going to put some pins in my pants because I don't want my pants to fall down. Because that would be a horrible way to debut my live stream. Feeling like my pants is going to fall down. So I'm going to pin my pants to my shirt. There we go. All right, so then the idea is here's the outside. My back's falling down. Oh, Lord. That's all we need. Okay. So here is the pants inside. So taking this around. Oh, I missed it. Taking it around like this. And like this. So sew together here. And see how I have it, and I have this opening so that it's like flowy like this. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Let me see if you can see the bottom, see a little bit like that. So that's the look that I'm going for. I'm going to sew it together till about right here. So this is going to break kind of like where the crotch line is. So I'm going to sew it to right here. And then I'm going to finish these edges so that this is going to be open. And then to make sure my panties are not showing through 2 layers, I have another pair of pants just like the ones I have on. I'm going to cut those like right here and hem them so there'll be 3 layers together, the shorts, the pants, and then this is going to be the overlay. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So I'm upset with myself because I thought I was careful with putting my pants together and I wasn't. So this is the back and this is the front. And so now I have 2 pieces that look like this. So that means I'm going to have to, I'm not going to undo that because I've already snipped the edge. But because I did make these a little extra, how I'm going to fix them is I am just going to cut the seam. I'm going to fix it. So until the next time, thank you for watching. Bye.